Another beautiful day here at Live at the Waterhole. My name is Amy and I will be with you for the first half of the show today. We are starting off here at the beautiful Jamala with a group of blue wildebeest. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, and we're excited to see what may come down to the waterhole today. A reminder to all of you that you can definitely say hello to me, send through your comments and your questions. I'd love to know who you are, where you're watching from, and catch up with all of you. Also, do apologize if you can hear any construction noises in the background. There is a bit of work being done around the lodge here at Jamala. All right, well, as I mentioned, the sun is shining here at Jamala, but let's have a look at what the weather is doing across our locations. Patties, good to hear from you. Say hi, Amy. Welcome back. How are you? Please, I'm doing very well. I was a little bit under the weather over the last few days, so I took a little bit of time off of the Waterhole show. But I am back to full health and ready to go. So I'm looking forward to spending the week with you all at the Waterhole. Looks like we also have an impala that's pretending to be an wildebeest. A little bit confused there, mister. Oh, and this little one is already starting to grow its little horns. So these wildebeest calves are starting to, well, not the one at the moment, those are adults, but the others there with the baby horns were become grey and black now. And that's just about over the 2-month mark. So those little horns are also starting to grow. And that little one just starting to suckle there on the right from mum. And these three enjoying some of the tasty grass, and I think there's some nutrients which they enjoy licking up here from the soil.
Good afternoon and welcome to WildEarth's Bush Hub here in the Western Kruger. My name is James Henry, Gerrit is on camera, and over the next 30 minutes we're going to look at the highlights that took place in the field over the last 24 hours. We'll have a look at yesterday afternoon's sunset safari, this morning's sunrise safari, with an eye to planning this afternoon's activities in the field. This is On Safari.
Diane, it's so good to hear from you. Thank you so much for your well wishes. I'm also very glad to be better, and it is so good to be back. I really do miss the show when I'm not on it. And I hope that it has been a wonderful week and you have all enjoyed some great sightings at the Waterhole. But it is good to be here, and I'm looking forward to, fingers crossed, for some elephants. I've missed bellies. But it is good to see these little wildebeest as well. They are very cute, with the horns starting to grow, just resting now a little bit. Well, I did say I wanted to see an elephant, but not at the expense of the little wildebeest having been chased off. Marco, if you're referring to the wildebeest being a big herd, no, I wouldn't say this particular group is very large. Um, I have seen bigger herds of wildebeest before, but it is a decent size, I would say. But I mean, you can get wildebeest in very, very large numbers, not so much in South Africa. More up into East Africa, you get the massive groups of wildebeest that form the Great Migration. But this group is decent size, especially now with the calves that are around. There comes the elephant again. Now, this elephant wouldn't actually, hurt the wildebeest or attack it as such, but it's more just about this young bull throwing its weight around. And you can see the wildebeest aren't scattering in fear, they're just moving out of the elephant's way. Simon, you want to know if wildebeest are aggressive like buffalo? No, definitely not in the same category as a buffalo, Simon. Um, by far, buffaloes are more aggressive than wildebeest. Wildebeest, to put it like this, if you're on foot in the bush, although you always need to be careful and cautious and never be, oh, look at this elephant, never be complacent. When on foot, a wildebeest isn't too much to worry about. They usually move off, and you can be quite comfortable on foot with wildebeest. They're not considered a potentially dangerous animal, whereas something like a buffalo, it's probably my worst fear, or the thing I most avoid is to encounter buffalo on foot. And the pool party has begun, everyone. Oh man, I have missed this. Look at that little one face planting down. Oh, I love it.
This is On Safari. Now remember, this is live and interactive, so we'd love to hear from you.
To be having these incredible experiences in this wild underwater forest.
It was just one of those things which I don't think I'll ever see again in my life.
Thanks for joining us on our Sunrise Safari.
Sometimes there's really no need to say very much at all when the elephants are enjoying themselves this much. It just is wonderful. I mean, what a way to start off a Monday. I think we all wish we could spend our Monday 25 minutes past 11 enjoying a waterhole like these elephants. Perhaps you've already lived through Monday and now you're in the evening. But nevertheless, what a way to start the week. And if this doesn't put a smile on your face, everyone, I'm not sure what will. Todd, you were wanting to know if this waterhole is continually replenished. Yes, it is, Todd. So there is a pump, and eventually, when you zoom out, yes, there, we can see where that elephant, the dry one, is drinking there. That is where the pump is. But it's not replenished at a rate that's fast enough to fill this entire waterhole. So it would form some sort of a small pool, but at the rate the animals drink from here, it does need rainwater to keep its size. And so it's a little bit of both, Todd, but there will always be water here, even if it is very small amount. for the animals to drink from. We did see some animals run off there, everyone, so we just check what is around. And there were some zebras and impalas that moved off, but sometimes they also are a little bit, I suppose, like sheep. If one gets a fright, they all very much react and move off. But it is important to check. You never quite know what may be laying in the shadows. There's a kudu that's coming out of the bushes there. You can hear a little bit of that call in the background is actually from the gnu, or the wildebeest. It's so nice to see so much action around here at Jemana. There really is a lot going on. There's a calf suckling from mom there. There were some zebras. I believe a giraffe was around as well, kudu and elephants. So we are being spoilt. Wesley, yes, you say our day can only start. Absolutely. I think today is going to be amazing. I could have had a nice long drink there, accompanied by an oxpecker. Let's watch again. Nadine has asked me about the movement of their nose while they are drinking. Unfortunately, this little rock is in the way. But it's true, Nadine, they do have a movement that almost looks like they're sniffing there. But I think it's all to do with them sucking in the water. There we go. There we go. We can see it nicely now. They're putting it down, their lips down. So I think it has to do with using their lip to actually get the water into their mouth. And then they swallow. It's actually quite cute. So it's the movement of the lip muscle that's making it look like the nose is doing something, but actually, of course, they wouldn't be sniffing in the water. You see that movement up and down forms a little wrinkle there above its nose. I suppose if you imagine yourself drinking, you also take sips and gulps at a time, where you would take a sip, close your mouth, swallow to push the water down your esophagus. And I think it's very similar for these animals. Almost it looks like the exact same group as earlier.
Out in the wild, life moves fast. To capture the action, you've got to be in the right spot at the wrong time. Now, incredible animal behavior, selected from amazing amateur and professional footage, to reveal the secret lives of animals in motion. This is raw nature, caught in the act.
Well, this little one with the little tusks is having such a good time. Even was blowing some bubbles just now with its trunk. You can just imagine this massive animal, so heavy, so hot on such a warm day. It must just be joy to be able to come and lie down freely in the water and cool down your body temperature. Bryce, you want to know if there's crocodiles in the water? There very well could be. We do find crocodiles at Madikwe, but this particular waterhole, I haven't seen one. But at the other location here at Tau, we definitely do see crocs. One thing you learn very quickly out in Africa is to never assume that there's not a crocodile in a body of water, no matter the size. I wonder if these Ellies are going to have a snooze now. Diane, you want to know if the little ones ever get hurt in these pool parties? It's a good question. And it is possible if you think about some, in this particular situation, there's none that are too small, but sometimes we do find very little babies involved, and it may mean that sometimes I've actually seen it when things are getting a little bit rowdy with some of the older cousins that mom steps in, or there's a clear communication that actually pulls the little one away, or there's some sort of a trumpet or rumble that happens, and then they immediately stop and know, okay, well, that's a bit far. So I'm sure there are records of elephants getting hurt by other elephants in this sort of situation. But it is, for the most part, something that the older elephants are aware of and try to prevent. Nakia, you are asking if WildEarth still do morning drives. Absolutely. We do both morning and afternoon safaris live right here on WildEarth. So it would have already taken place before the Waterhole. And then coming up this afternoon at 4 p.m. Central African time, we have the live afternoon safari. So definitely still happening every single day of the year. Can just see these wildebeest moving off, also finding some shade. It's really getting to peak heat, towards the peak heat time of the day. We tend to see the temperatures start to really soar now, all the way until about 3 or 4 p.m. Chas, hello. You say, I am a fan of the bums of elephants. Maybe we should start a fan page, Bums of Ellies. They are, I must say, I find elephant rear ends really funny. Like, I don't know about everyone at home, but I personally really do find it hilarious. Like, no matter the size, the little ones particularly, but even the adults, they look like they have a pair of saggy pants on. Like, it's very loose fitting, and it's just really, really funny, especially when they walk very quickly or run. The behinds of elephants are also, I do also understand, Chas, why you say you're a fan of them. We're trying to line one up for you, Chas, but this elephant is, oh my word. All right. Where are you going, Mr. Elephant? Was there not an easier way? Well, clearly he didn't want us looking at his bum at the moment. Maybe he'll walk away and we'll get another shot. I also see that the Egyptian geese have had some chicks here, so that's exciting. Saw them behind that elephant. Oh, Chas. We may get the shot for you. I mean, we pretty much there. Anakia, you say the elephant is a paid model. Well, clearly is, just gives the people enough to keep coming back for more. Jess, I'm sure by the time that I hand over today, we will see the bum of an elephant. A good view walking away, maybe even a baby bum.
WildEarth Travel, in association with Wandering Through, is offering some exclusive, privately guided safaris in 2024. James is taking a trip into the famed woodlands of the mysterious White Lion, Ngala Private Game Reserve, in July. Steve and Cedric will lead a safari to Chitwa Chitwa in November. To book, email travel@wildearth.tv or go to the website for more information. We are looking forward to seeing you on safari.
Oh, there's one having a bit of a rub there on that mound. But for the most part, it looks like they've finished their party for the time being. This little one's a little bit cheeky. I'm not sure what it's doing exactly, but clearly also coming up onto this spot, following in the other one's footsteps. And you can see those little goslings floating around there just behind the Ellie in the background. Those are what I was talking about earlier. But as for this elephant, I'm not sure if there's a bit of green there that he's feeding on. But the rest have all left. I'm not sure if this is maybe a mom here drinking. So feeling comfortable to still hang around a bit. Oh, maybe it's tree hugging day. That was actually quite sweet. But actually, that elephant's just looking for a little bit of a place to rub up against. Oh, such a strong elephant, basically moving that whole little boulder with their strength. And this one's still quite small. You can see the length of those tusks. Not too big yet, maybe about 5 or 6 years old. Oh, we're getting some good bum shots here, everyone. That was a winner. There were also some birdies fluttering around in the background. Can't help but notice that. Oh, and now it's off. Oh, these little ones are just hilarious. Chas, you want to know if there's any fish in there? Meaning the waterhole. Yes, absolutely. There would be things like catfish would be your most sort of common fish that we'd find in waterholes in the area. Then you could also be looking at perhaps tilapia, um, carp, that sort of thing. So there's a few different freshwater fish species, but the most common that we'd find both here at Tau and few of the other water holes that we see across our locations would be the catfish. This little bird is right in the breeze, it looks like, on the top of that tree. I'm not sure what it is. It could be something like a sparrow, grey-headed sparrow, maybe house sparrow, something like that. I'm not sure. I just can't see enough detail there at the moment. Oh, what a beautiful close-up of this elephant, everyone. Wow. You can see that temporal gland there, just behind the eye, sort of a dark shadow slit. It's not leaking at the moment, no fluid coming out of it, but it's quite nice to just see exactly where it is there. Oh, Bryce, I'm so glad that you like the sound of my voice. I'm very glad to hear that. It would be a pity if you didn't enjoy it. So this is looking like, yeah, a female and a male. Male on the left, female on the right, definitely. Always tricky. You don't want to call it until you've seen some absolute confirmations. But there was a bit of an interesting interaction there, a bit of sniffing and following around. Look at that. There's a bit of sniffing going on there at the genitals. But this is a very young bull as well. So, he's definitely not one of the big dominant males of the area. So maybe just picking up on a few pheromones there from the female. Perhaps coming into estrus or going out of her season. And do you see those goslings have all come out of the water and are now on top of that little island? And Egyptian geese chicks are just very, very cute. Well, I mean, let's be honest, baby birds in general are very sweet. But it is always good to see the little chicks. You can just see all the little water droplets on them, and they got such huge legs in comparison to their little bodies, and that's so needed for their swimming. Now, when it comes to birds, everyone, we get two different types of chicks that can be born. And these chicks would only be, I would say, a few days old. Right in the beginning of their sort of introduction to the world, and we'll be on a little journey with them over the next few months. Well, I would say 1 to 2 months to see how they survive and grow. And particular chicks we call precocial. So when they hatch out of the eggs, they are fully developed in terms of they have feathers, they can walk, they can see, they can run, and they can head straight into the water and swim. So they are developed in that way. And that's often what we find with ground dwelling birds, ground nesting birds, or water birds. Those chicks need to be able to move and swim immediately. They're not taken care of in the nest. And unlike a lot of your sort of songbirds or little seed-eating birds, where we would call those chicks are called artificial. And that basically means that they are born naked and helpless. And they take a while to develop their little feathers They take a while to open their eyes, and they are fully reliant on the parents or mom or dad to feed them and look after them within the nest. Whereas these little guys, they will be able to feed themselves, pick on grass and things like that they need. And just look at those little wings. Oh, they are tiny, sort of out of proportion to their bodies.
Tis the season of love, and couples that win together stay together. Grab your partner and join us for an interactive quiz this Valentine's Day. To be a part of the romance, go to our website and register in teams of 2. Name your team after your favorite rom-com or the rom-com couple that represents your relationship. Fall in love with nature this Valentine's Day with WildEarth.
Well, I am just enjoying these little chicks so much, everyone. Sorry, not chicks, goslings. Let me use the correct term. And they are drying off in the lovely warm sun at the moment. And I just can't get over how tiny their little wings are. It's really, really small. Bryce, you were asking about from birth how long until they are able to fly. So their development happens over around a period of 8 to 10 weeks. So within the next 2.5 months, we'll see these little ones grow quite rapidly, actually, and usually fledging around that sort of 8 to 10 week mark, Bryce. Pities, aren't they just the cutest? Oh my word. Oh, they're making a little cuddle puddle. That one's found its friends. I'm not sure exactly how many there are in this clutch. We saw about 4 there, maybe between 5 and 8 usually. There can be more. I think Egyptian geese chicks can be in clutches of up to about 15 or so, I think have been recorded, if not more. So these little ones, yeah, and they need to be born in such high numbers because they do fall under predation. Of course, these little chicks are easy targets for many things out here. And usually about maybe 2 or 3 will reach adulthood. But there are a lot of Egyptian geese around with a lot of babies, so hence they have made up for their heavy predation on these little guys. But we will enjoy them while they are still around. We'll have to get a count at some stage exactly how many goslings are around. There are quite a few. I'm not sure exactly where mom and dad are at the moment either. They are quite good parents in that they do defend and protect and look after their little ones quite well. So they're obviously feeling quite secure around this waterhole at the moment. No obvious predators around. Oh, another little stretch there about this little one. Just a reminder to everyone, in about 8 minutes or so, we are going to be joined by Africam. So remember, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, to head on over to the WildEarth website or the app. Otherwise, if you're in the UK, you can continue watching on Freeview. Otherwise, in South Africa, DSTV channel 183 is where you can watch the show live.
Our march to freedom is irreversible. We raise our hands and we say, we will be free! Great mass of South Africans denied their humanity.
Well, I think we found one of the adult Egyptian geese. Catherine, you say, oh, they are so cute when they are still young and silent. Oh, Catherine, I know exactly what you mean. Adult Egyptian geese do make a hell of a noise sometimes. And so I understand where you're coming from with that comment. Looks like these chicks have hopped back into the water and are moving around again, everyone. Now it is just about time for Africam to join the show. So I will be back with you in a little bit.